Before we really talk about the problem statement, let me just come to this slide. I believe that the biggest challenge that we have is onboarding the next 1 billion users in crypto, because for the success of Web3 and the other protocols in Web3 is only possible, or they can have any impact if we have more and more users. So here is an attempt where through this project I'm trying to bring crypto into daily life of normal people. So let's explore some of the problems that we have right now, and then we'll go into the solution and the challenges, and also in the end we will be having some demo on this project. So let's go with the questions. I would like to ask you that prove to me that you own this particular luxury item, or maybe somebody can also say like, prove to me that Mr. X was once the owner of this item. How can this be done? Coming back to the personal credentials, somebody can say like, prove to me that you own this prestigious degree certificate, or some can say like, prove to me that this degree is provided to you by X university, or prove to me that this birth certificate or driving license or any kind of such personal certificates actually belongs to you. Or let's say you are attending some events and I ask you, prove to me that you attended this event in the past. Or I could say like, prove to me that you attended all events organized by this particular organization. Or I can even say like, prove to me that you have rights to attend this particular event, because that could be some kind of like an exclusive event which is only for those participants who attended it in the past. So all of these problem statements fall into the solution here, into the challenges, and then we'll look into the how we can deep dive into the solutions. But before that, let's see what are the challenges that we have. Now I think although there is a lot of effort going on to educate about the Web3 into the community, but still people don't have much knowledge on the Web3. So you'll find that not many people in your own knowledge also don't even have the MetaMask wallet, or even like any kind of wallet addresses, right? So that's a big challenge for mass adoption. Next, if let's say somebody is really interested, but then the onboarding process is so complex that some people just give it, right? So because you need to go through the lengthy process of linking bank account, KYCs, and then gas fees, and so many other stuff is required. So that is a complex onboarding over there. Next, also because of so much news there about these scams, people are really worried about even trying out few things in the crypto. So all these are actually the challenges for making any projects in Web3 successful. Now this particular project, as I mentioned, with over here with all these problem statements and the question in the form of questions, let's look into what really is a solution. And the focus here is to bring crypto into the daily life, as I said, right? So here we are talking about some kind of proof of origin, and also verification of those using NFTs or even soul-bound tokens. So basically soul-bound tokens are nothing but the tokens which could not be transferred, right? Because this is very much highly tied to a person's identity, and then it lives forever with that person. But there could be some kind of tokens which is kind of like allowed to be transferred. So this solution tackles both these scenarios. Now another focus area with this particular project is that we are looking into seamless integration of Web3 into Web2 platforms using web and mobile, so that anybody can really just use it, So the way it works is any organization who would like to use this particular project have to actually send a proposal and to become like a token issuer. Now it could be a DAO in the future, or it could be a current organization who is maintaining this particular project. So then it goes to them, request goes to them, and then basically organization would approve this particular interest by this organization to become a token issuer. Once an organization becomes a token issuer, then technically they can actually issue NFTs to users with some kind of like URLs, which user can actually just open in the form of QR code or in his browser, and then just sign the transaction as a personal sign, which is using his own private key, and then technically users can then claim their NFTs. Now these NFTs or tokens can actually be applied to many different use cases to prove ownership. Some business can be built on top of it, like some kind of token gated chat or blog or any kind of thing. You could even apply this to rewards distribution. You can even apply into loyalty platform membership, or you can, if you would like to build your own community, then you can actually fractionalize that particular NFT, and then you can build your own community on. So this is some sort of high level for this solution, right? Now how do we really implement this? Now to go through it again, first step is to register. So an organization would register interest, admin approves it, and then organization is actually ready to start adding items to the list. Users can then claim those NFTs, and then NFT is minted and airdropped into users wallet address. So pretty much this is the flow, and we are really looking into the impact, and the biggest impact would be to bring crypto in daily life of normal people. So the question here is not to debate on centralization versus decentralization, Web 2 or Web 3. What we are really focusing on is to bringing crypto to mass adoption, a better user experience, and also to provide proof of ownership and verification, right? Let's look into the code. So this is the GitHub repository, which I'm going to submit anyway. So this has the backend APIs, contracts, and front-end app. And backend APIs is very much written in GraphQL, so there are some query related APIs, and then there are some mutation APIs which are basically going to write something on the centralized database, and then we will come to this UI demo as well. But before that, let's just quickly look into the project source code. So the most important thing here is this smart contracts. In the smart contracts, we have the token. This token has some logic built in where we can register the listing IDs, and then against these listing IDs, tokens could be minted, right? And then we can even have a record whether we want it to be transferable or non-transferable. So all these logic has already been written and tested, and it also has some scripts. As you can see, you can deploy the token, you can create listing, you could even issue item. So this is a fully working project and has been tried, and then I will be also, you can in the GitHub README you can find the link to the transaction of these 3 items. So let's quickly go into the demo. So there is a connect button. So the way it works is, before that, we have 3 roles here. So a normal user will be there, listing admins will be there, and the admin. So a normal user would be having his own NFTs here, like as you can see, and then he can actually come here and then request to create a new listing so that he becomes a listing admin. So right now, if you see, there is no listing admin here, and then we got admin. So admin can come here and approve if there is any listing interest been submitted by any user, right? So the requirement of registering a new requesting a new listing is that user must connect his wallet so that he can sign using his own private key, and then the request is written on the database. So let's connect to this wallet. So as you can see, it is asking for the wallet connect or MetaMask. So let me just sign in using my mobile app here. So I sign in. It is going to ask me to connect to this site. I connect. So as you can see, the button is enabled here. So let me just give some title here. So I would just say like ETHSafari Hackathon, and then I would say rocks. So I want NFTs to be transferable in this case. So again, like to submit a transaction, user must again sign it. So again, it is prompting me on my phone to sign this message. I sign it, and then as you can see, the request is submitted to admin now. So if if admin would come here and then technically he can approve. So there is a request already here, and then let's approve it. So admin has approved it. So then it comes to the listing admin, and the listing admin can see there is listing ID 0, which is already here. And then at this point on the back end, we can actually integrate this script which is going to create the listing on the smart contract, right? So that's pretty easy to integrate. But now that listing admin has been registered, and then he can come here, and then what he can do is he can put some details about the new item. So let me just give some details like serial 1, and then some description, some URL, so, and then we can even select some images. So based on these submission, actually a token URI would be generated in the backend, and then it is stored on things like IPFS. So let's submit the request. So we submit it. So the request has been submitted. At this point, if you come here into and check the database, it is really request has been submitted, and then we can see the data, but it is not yet claimed and not yet minted. So we are actually waiting for user to claim. If the user does not claim, technically it is not written over there. Same thing, like this is just listing admin, and then the interest that user shared. So now that the URL is here, now this URL can be shared to the user using like things like WhatsApp, Telegram, email, or phone, or user can just connect his wallet here, and then technically he can still claim. Or we can generate a QR code of this URL, and then user can just scan in his phone and then sign. So let me just click on the claim button. So it is asking me to sign the transaction here. So if I sign when click on the claim NFT button, it is going to ask to sign up. Okay, I got it. So I sign it, and then there you go. So it comes to this page where we say some message to the user, and then we say we have already received the request, and then from the backend NFT would be dropped. So this script can be integrated here to issue list item, and then user gets his NFT, and after that NFT can be used on many different use cases. So this is very much about the demo of this project. For more details, please check out the GitHub, and then it is all having the latest source code. Alright, I think we are done with the demo. Thank you.